What's going on, man? As you can see from the title, we're going to be discussing a red pill topic called what I like to call the pretty slave. Now, what is a pretty slave? See, a pretty slave is somebody that's just not a poor slave. See, the poor slave, that's a slave to society because he can't see what's going on and the whole agenda, right? Versus the pretty slave that is helping the government, society, whatever you want to call it, spread the agenda. Like the majority of these hip hop artists, something I've been wanting to speak on for a while. A lot of these hip hop artists are helping them spread their agenda to, program especially young black men to be ignorant. Why do you think it's a whole bunch of ignorant hip hop out here? None but a bunch of killing, trapping, women, a whole bunch of sex. I think that's all hip hop is. It's all about women, right? You gotta think about it. The pretty slave, all he wanna do is be pretty for the women. He's no different from the woman that's on Instagram peacocking. Instagram, Twitter, whatever. That's how men's new way of peacocking. Just to get the women that he was looking at on porn, that he was watching another dude have sex with. But now he wants to be that guy. He's tired of looking at that. He wants to be the guy, and he's willing to do whatever he got to do. Whatever they like, he's going to transform himself into for her. Because he don't give a fuck about himself. He's a slave. No different from the poor one that can't afford a shape up every week. He ain't got all that money, so he got to dumb, his clothes down the way he could afford. But see, the difference between the poor slave and the pretty one is that the poor one, more than likely, not all, will eventually come to terms that the clothes and all that don't matter. When you start to translate all of that frustration and you take it out on working out and things of that nature, you start to realize that your clothes don't matter. You make everything look good. You are what makes everything you do great. It has nothing to do with how you dress. Me on my channel, about 98 to 99% of people that are watching are men. So the last thing I give a fuck about is making sure my outfit is right. Right? And even if it is women watching, I do not care. I'm not on here to try to impress nobody. I'm on here to speak my mind and speak the truth. Because I'm passionate about being a coach, something I've always wanted to do growing up. Because I knew I could do it. But I also knew I had to put in more work. And work towards, because I like to show more than I talk. That's why, a lot of my subscribers have been saying they can see my growth. It's translating. The work I'm doing off camera is translating. That's all that's happening. Now, if you are poor and you see somebody that's rich, you gotta know that money don't matter. If you don't have, the most valuable thing in the world that I have realized in my life is mental clarity. There is nothing more beautiful in the world than mental clarity. Knowing how to communicate with people. Because you'll come to realize that the pretty slave, he don't know how to communicate with nobody. That's why he's so frustrated. He want to be more outgoing. He want to attract more good friends that he could talk to, that have good vibes. But he don't know how to communicate. And he lashes out when things don't go his way, like a woman. Because his daddy, the pretty slave's daddy, is whoever he's answering to. Whoever's putting the money in his pocket. That's his sugar daddy. When these hip hop artists sign these deals and sign their whole life away, now they got a sugar daddy. That's how you gotta look at these clowns. Why the hell would you do that? And you believe in yourself, but you just signed your whole everything away? You care about your future, but now you don't own the rights to your music? You a pretty slave. You are helping the government, society, whatever you want to call it, spread their agenda. That's all that's happening. The poor slave, they just want the poor slave to look up to the pretty slave to become a pretty slave. They want you to be enslaved for the rest of your life. That's all that's happening. You need to be more passionate and need to be searching for mental clarity, being in control of your being. And then you don't give a fuck what you got on. You don't care. And you don't care what nobody think about you. You outside putting in work like I just came from. Had great conversations with some good people. You feel me? Working out for like 3 hours. I ran like 5 miles. Beautiful day. You feel me? And now, you feel me? None of that other stuff matter. I'm working towards being the best man that I can be. Who I aspire to be, not who inspired me. I'm not inspired by nobody. I didn't have a strong father figure. You'll come to realize a lot of these fathers out here want to still aspire to be pretty slaves so they can fuck with the young women. And you come to learn there's fathers out here that'll be jealous of you because you get a chance to sleep with these young women and they can't. These old, horny bastards. You feel me? The presidential campaign, all these presidents, they slaves too. They got people to answer to. Why you think Obama didn't do as much as he wanted to do? It's not because he didn't want to or because he was capping. It's because he got people to answer to. So they want to use him and make him look like, oh, this is what the black president come and do, not enough for 8 years, right? What a lot of people were saying. I'm not saying I agree with that. I'm just saying what the talk is about. A lot of people saying Donald Trump is better. That's how they want it to look. These presidents are not in control. They got people they got to answer to. I don't believe our vote matters. That's just my opinion. I believe that they got the whole joint set up, or else Donald Trump would have never became president. Right? That's just my take on that. I'm not saying it's a fact. Right? He's a pretty slave too. He got people that he got to answer to before he want to make any call, anything he want to do. These big judges and these big courts, they got people that they got to answer to. Right? They know what they doing. The whole hip-hop industry, all of that is set up. You know? And in between and with the whole jail system. Why you think the majority, I think the highest percentage race in jail is African American? It's either 1 or 2. Or because of hip hop, programming black men to hate each other. Why you think places like Chicago, New York, Detroit, all these crazy towns be out here going ruthless? They be binging on all of this killer, trap, sex, hip hop, demonic music. You feel me? Now, all you got to do is worry about not being a slave. Women don't matter. Focus on yourself and they will come. The one that you really want. There's nothing wrong with not having enough. It's about getting what you need. All that extra shit that they like to try to make you think that you want, it's all programming, man. Don't worry about that, bro. I don't give a fuck what you got. Work on your brain. Get your mind right. That is the most important thing you'll come to find. When you get your mind right, the world is beautiful. If you got on, I don't give a fuck if you got on, it don't even matter. You can have on, I don't know, a name brand that people don't like. If you got mental clarity, you're not going to be caring of motherfuckers. You'll come to realize that these poor slaves still go out their way to look good for other poor slaves. Men caring about what another man think about them. They don't want to be turned down in front of another man, so they'll not talk to that girl because he don't want to have his dudes looking at him funny and laughing at him. Don't you think that? The poor slave mentality. It's terrible. You feel me? But I'm out of here with that. I got a lot more Great Red Pill videos coming soon. I appreciate all my G's. Coach Davis, live from Brooklyn. And we out, man. Salute.